Okay guys, so as we are playing some TBC Prepatch gaming, so this right here is a video by No Hit Jerome on the TBC Anniversary Prepatch. Now the title is, well, it's Preparation / FOMO. Don't waste the TBC Anniversary Prepatch. Here is how. I have no idea what it's going to talk about, because that is a broad title. Broad and broad, I have no idea anymore. This is a huge title. Let's see.
The TBC Prepatch is basically here, which means you have 23 days to either around or become DPS God X. If you spend these next 3 weeks efficiently and strategically, you're suddenly gonna be playing an OP class that—
Yeah, FDF, it is from the video we just watched, the 40 marks. There is nothing on the PTR right now that costs 40 marks, but if you go back on the pre-patch from 2021, weapons were 40 marks and about 38,000 honor points. And if you look on the PTR right now, weapons are the cheapest thing by far. There is nothing on the PTR right now that costs 40 marks, you're absolutely right, and that is what Willie said as well. But Blizzard has themselves said that the cost on the PTR has been not correct a lot of times. So they've been adjusting the cost on the PTR a lot back and forth, and if you use once again the pre-patch info from 2021, that was 40 marks. But there's no point in trying to think about this. Pre-patch comes out tomorrow. And when you're watching me watch this video, the pre-patch is already here. So you guys already know. But yeah, on the PTR right now, it's 3 marks I think, and like 4,700 honor. But when you think logically about it, does it make sense that a two-handed weapon is 4,700 honor, and the headpiece is 13,000? Also, by the way, if you're on the PTR right now, I checked this yesterday, check the cost of level 70 two-handed weapons as well. Because they are also like 4,000 honor. I can tell you right now in TBC, they are not 4,000 honor for a two-handed weapon in TBC. Level 70 two-handed weapon.
that everybody wants for their raids, with BIS gear that makes the sweatiest parsers jealous, all while one-shotting noobs and BGs, and getting enough gold for epic riding and even flying. First, we gotta talk about all the crazy TBC launch news, and exactly how you're gonna use it to position yourself in a really smart way. See, the TBC pre-patch is on January 13th, and TBC launches on February 5th. That's about 3 weeks to speed level all the way to 60, with 30% faster leveling. The brand new TBC.
Ah, but thankfully we have the boost now, the standalone boost. So you can just buy the level 58 boost and bypass all the leveling. Which, honestly, I don't want to sound like a Blizzard shill, but that is a great deal. But I'm still intending on leveling my shaman, by the way, because I genuinely enjoy leveling. And when leveling is slightly faster than Classic WoW leveling as well, that is great. Because to me, Classic WoW leveling is great, but it does feel a little bit long, especially when you've done it like me. I've leveled 25 times from 1 to 60 with minimal mage boosting involved. Yeah, I can't wait for leveling to just be slightly faster.
TBC talents and abilities. TBC will basically be out, but the only thing you can't do is physically go to the Outlands yet. But a big piece of information that just dropped this week is that you'll be able to buy a level boost for any race, including Blood Elves and Draenei. There will be a standalone boost, which is rumored to be unlimited, also known as buy as many as you want.
Yeah.
That price is still unannounced, but there's also an Epic Edition for $80. If you want your own Epic Edition completely for free, hit up my Epic Edition giveaway in the top right. So first, what...
I'll be doing one of those giveaways as well, by the way. And when you're watching me watching this video, there's a very big likelihood that giveaway is already happening. I don't know which platform I'm doing it on yet. It honestly might be Twitter, but I mean, you'll find out.
should you be leveling or boosting for TBC? What'll give you the most blasting for your time spent? And what's the safest pick if you don't want to be waiting around all day for groups? At number 5, the Arcane Mage. The new TBC Classic, the nerfed raids, they do result in shorter fights. That may not help the sweatiest mages that already had crazy mana regen, the dedicated Shadow Priest, the Boomkin Innervates. But these changes are a direct DPS buff for the everyday average Joe mages that had serious mana issues. The only problem is that half the servers already mages, which does make them a riskier pick for actually getting a raid spot. At number 4, the
Yeah, you're gonna have to compete for the mage spots now, by the way. The mage and the warrior spots are going to be so competitive. Because looking at the DPS charts as well, that is usually what people want to play. Fury warriors are pumping, arcane mages are pumping, the physical group compositions are going to be using a lot of fury warriors eventually when they are geared, and the spellcaster groups are going to be using arcane mages. There's going to be a lot of competition for those spots. Both when it comes to dungeons and in raids, you might have a tough time actually finding groups, especially if you're pugging. Being a mage is basically like being a warlock now, back in TBC the first time, and pugging as a warlock back then was, let's just say, interesting. Pugging as a boomkin, on the other hand, everybody wanted you for the boomkin aura. But playing a boomkin sucked.
enhanced shamans. Shamans in general will be less required with the raid-wide lust, with some players saying we'll only need 3 instead of 5, but enhanced shamans will never get dropped. Every single melee group in
Yo, that is so good though, because I'm planning on playing an enhancement on my shaman. Now, my shaman is going to be very low priority in TBC itself. It's more of a class that I'm just playing for fun. So when it comes to my leveling order, I'm going to level both my rogue, warlock, paladin, and druid before the shaman. So the shaman is going to be my 5th level 70, I'm assuming.
TBC has one thing in common. An enhanced shaman, dropping Wind Fury, and pumping damage. At number 3, the Ret Paladin. Everyone's favorite utility class just leveled up to Giga Chat status, at least compared to the rest of the supports. See, Rets already had great burst damage, it's just the fights kept going and going and going. Now though, with the Karazhan nerfs and the raid-wide Bloodlust changes, Rets are significantly better. Now, don't get me wrong though, they're not BM hunters. With your pet and your auto attacks doing most of your damage, not needing to do any crazy melee weaving and still topping the meters, you just get your dungeon set, you go into Karazhan and Gruul, and you do insanely high damage. Now that is an efficient path to blasting. At number 1 though, we have the Warlock. Here's the reality. Warlocks in TBC can pump with one hand, and a fresh Warlock that has no idea what they're doing can still top the meters. Even though everybody plays Warlock, the leaders always need more because you can stack them.
Yeah.
You pick Warlock and you're guaranteed a raid spot in any group. So what should I be doing in the pre-patch?
You technically are guaranteed a raid spot, but there's going to be so many warlocks, man. Everybody knows that warlocks are great in TBC and they're really fun to play as well compared to classic WoW warlocks. So I just think the demand for warlocks is not going to be equivalent to the supply of warlocks. I think there's going to be a higher supply than a demand for them. I mean, of course, you will probably find a raid, but there are some classes you can play where you would find a raid spot way easier than being a warlock.
In the pre-patch, you have 3 major things you should be doing, and all of them will help you when the Dark Portal opens. Number 1 is making your character Omega OP, meaning hitting level 60, getting Biz Gear. Number 2 is pre-questing, or turning in quests for a bunch of XP when the game launches. And number 3 is getting a ton of gold for riding, flying, and even so you can max your perfection.
Ayo, number 4, get full world buffs as well. They work in TBC up until and including level 63, I think. I think they stop working at level 64. Which means if you have world buffs at level 60 when you enter the Dark Portal, that's going to be a massive advantage to anybody who does not have it. The only thing here is that if you're doing a dungeon farming group and you have a 5-man pre-made, you might want to rotate who pops their world buffs, because if everyone in the group uses their chrono boon at the same time, you guys might be clearing the dungeon too fast, and you might reach the hourly lockout, and now you're scuffed. So maybe have one person pop them at a time, and rotate that way. And in addition to world buffs, flasking, if you're a caster, flasking is going to be huge. If you're melee, popping some elixirs while leveling, going to be huge. Everything helps when it comes to the leveling speed, and the more DPS you do, and the more damage you do, the faster you level. Simple as that.
And not have to level much in TBC. Talking about getting Omega OP, when we get into the Dark
I'm fully booned even with the Dark Moon Fair, same, on 3 characters. Well, I haven't gotten all of the world buffs yet, but I've gotten Rallying Cry of the Dragon Slayer and Sage's Dark Fortune, and then I'll just be unbooning when getting the other buffs and putting them on there as well. But yeah, we have Darkmoon Fair, which a lot of people are probably not going to have because it went away, like the weekend before the pre-patch. It basically just went away. You're not unbooning ever. You're just going to be sitting on these world buffs forever. I wonder, if you keep them past level 64, when they quote-unquote stop working, are you still going to have them booned? Because if so, that's kind of cool, man. Just like have it as a vanity forever.
Portal for the first time, you have two options. You can either go in as a Virgin 58 with communal gear, auction house BOEs, or you can go in as a Chad with full Biz PvP gear. If you make that Chad choice, your priority should be to hit 60 fast and start blasting battlegrounds. An endgame raid quality weapon is the single best thing to farm, so you'll need a Wrathy Basin marks and honor too. I'll link a full sheet below the video with the updated mark and honor costs. In between PvP, you have another big choice to make, whether to raid or not to raid. Raid gear in most cases, with the exceptions of AQ40 and Nax gear, is worse than PvP gear. But it is perfect enough for Outland dungeons and quests too, and really you gotta think about it like this. Any raid piece you get is saving you hours of PvP farming. If you can somehow find a raid with minimal loot competition for your class, it really isn't a bad idea to take a break from PvP. Plus, you'll be raiding in a completely unique time capsule with crazy TBC class balancing. Which class will top the meters? You tell me. Then we have pre-questing, which is where you pick up and do 20 different quests, or more than that, and you don't turn them in. Then when the 60 to 70 leveling rolls around on February 5th, you're already in the turn-in hub ready to go. Boom, you turn in your quests, you'll jump to level 60 and a half, and it makes your character stronger and more OP, so you can crush early quests like butter. It also lets you skip a bunch of Hellfire Ramparts runs if you're dungeon spamming, so you can get to those much higher XP per hour Blood Furnace runs. Now in the past, I have put out videos saying pre-questing is a mistake.
I will say though, you don't really need the pre-quest to get the Blood Furnace. You can start doing Blood Furnace at level 60 if you have a decent group for it, right? You go straight to Blood Furnace. You might want to do, like, what a lot of people will be doing is doing the bare minimum to get their Hellfire Ramparts quests. Do 1 or 2 runs of Ramparts to get some loot and their quests done as well. Hand in the quest to go to Blood Furnace, do that, and do those quests. Because one of the Hellfire Ramparts quests has a follow-up in Blood Furnace, I believe, or you want to have done it first, right? But if you're really min-maxing your reputation, you're even saving those quests to hand in for reputation. But honestly, this is where it comes in. Do you want to level fast, or do you want to min-max rep, right? Some people will simply want to level up fast, and some people will want to min-max their rep. The thing is, you can keep getting this rep inside dungeons as well, but it's the higher level dungeons. So no matter what you do, nothing is really the right or wrong thing to do here. It just depends on how you want to play.
At least if you do one of those crazy routes with 20 different zones. But thanks to you guys, I have found some super efficient quests and turn-ins that'll get you to about level 60 and a half without any stress at all.
Alright, let me see what he's doing, and then I'll show you what I'm doing on my rogue, because I'm logged in on the rogue right now anyway.
The link is in the description for free, and if you have any route you'd recommend instead, let me know in the comments and subscribe so we don't miss.
Okay, in that case I think, oh wow, that was a bad time to post the video, so I'm just gonna hide his face there. But I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing, okay, on my rogue, just to maybe give you an idea. So first of all, I've done the Order Must Be Restored. This is a raid quest, by the way, and it ends up giving you about 14,000 experience in TBC, I believe, and even a good bow reward as well for me with strength, agility, and stamina on it. So honestly, not bad. It gives you a good wand if you're ranged, gives you a good shield, you name it. But I'm basically focusing on doing elite quests, or dungeon quests, or quests in the same area. So for example, here we have a bunch of Scholomance quests that I've done. We have a bunch of Silithus quests, including the low level ones, and we have Stratholm, and a couple of Western Plaguelands quests as well. So the reasoning here is that I can start in Silithus, hand in all of these quests, do 2 follow-ups really fast for even more experience in Silithus. Then we hand in those follow-ups, then we Hearthstone to Eastern Plaguelands, hand in the Stratholm quests, fly to Western Plaguelands, hand in Scholomance, and hand in the Western Playdlands stuff at the same time. Then I have my mage on my other account already in Western Playdlands. I will teleport myself to Stormwind, hand in this quest, and go through the Dark Portal. While I am in Eastern Playdlands and handing in Stratholm, I will also be handing in these materials right here, Core of Elements, Crypt Fiend parts, basically the Eastern Playdlands hand-ins that most people know about, and just handing in those as well. And for Silithus, in addition to the quest that we have here, we also have one quest for an Abyssal Crest and one for Silithid texts, the encrypted Twilight texts, as well, for even more experience. So, also one more thing, in the pre-patch, the quest log goes from 20 to 25. So even if you've done 20 out of 20 quests at the moment, keep in mind, you should be able to do 25 in the pre-patch, so you might want to do 5 more quests as well. Either way, back to the video.
Any new routes we find. So with your gear and your quests ready, you should also aim to make gold. I put out the bat signal to the community on everybody's favorite pre-patch gold makers, and you guys delivered big time with 4 awesome methods. First, even more questing. Questing at max level in WoW, it converts the experience directly into more gold. This is a great method on a level 60 until TBC launch, and it'll be even better at level 70. If you have any leftover quests in endgame zones like Eastern Plaguelands or Ungoro, this is a great time to do them for gold. Second, Stratholm. With the news of potentially uncapped standalone boosts for sale, let me know your take on that one in the comments, and 103,000 active level 60s right now, all about to be unlocking new PvP weapons, that means this is one of the highest demand times for Crusader enchants ever. Especially because Mongoose won't be unlocking until February 19th with the delayed Karazhan release. So right now, Righteous Orbs and Large Brilliant Shards are going to be printing money. The single best way to do them is to run Strat Live a metric ton. You can 3 or 4 man it with a crew, and you'll have enough money for epic riding, even flying before the pre-patch is over. Third, we've got Dire Maul East jump runs. Ores are through the roof in the pre-patch, so doing the ultimate Thorium ore collection method is a genius play. Any class in the pre-patch should be able to do jump runs with your new overpowered talents. And with professions, you can either print gold or save hundreds. The choice is yours. The pro gamers, they understand money isn't in jewel crafting, at least until TBC launch. Instead, it's in prospecting ores. Tin ore, when prospected, turns into lucrative gems like Lesser Moonstones and Masa Gates. Buy it between 5...
Wait, but if the gold is in prospecting, isn't the gold technically in jewel crafting? Because you need jewel crafting to prospect.
Got 10 silver, and you can level jewel crafting on the cheap, or you can just let the profits flow. So in the pre-patch, you have a major choice to make. You can either around like I normally do, and go into TBC unprepared feeling FOMO. Or you can lock in and get an Omega OP level 60 with a stack of quests ready to insta-hit level 60 and a half. And you'll even have enough gold to achieve all your TBC dreams. This time, I'm doing things differently, and I hope you are too. Let me know if you're going to be going hard this pre-patch, or taking it more chill. Thanks for watching.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing Jerome is doing here, I guess. I'm going a little bit harder this time than I've gone in the past in the pre-patch. I honestly can't wait. To give people a quick TLDR, my plan is to level up a Draenei Shaman the normal way, because I don't want to buy a boost for all of my characters, but I genuinely enjoy leveling, and I hold, I don't think it's bad that we're getting the boost, by the way. What I don't like is the communication they did with the boost, where they told us for 2 months that you can't boost Blood Elf and Draenei, and then they take a massive U-turn at the end and go, oh, guess what, you can do it anyway. I think being able to boost these is a great choice, because we have a bunch of more dad gamers now. The regular WoW player gets older as well, has more responsibilities, has a kid, has a wife, has a job, you name it, right? Not everyone is going to have enough time in the pre-patch to level up a Blood Elf or a Draenei all the way to level 60, in which case the boost is a great alternative, but I wish we had the information way earlier. They gave us the info 6 days before the pre-patch, but yeah, my plan is to level up a Draenei Shaman the natty way, and do that on the weekdays. On weekends, I'll be PvPing and taking advantage of the Battleground weekends to hopefully get my PvP gear a little bit faster.